There are over 1 million people living with HIV in the United States alone. Within the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area, there are around 572 people knowingly living with HIV. Although there are currently multiple different preventions against HIV, the number of cases within Pennsylvania continue to grow each year. HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. The virus weakens the immune system and destroys white blood cells that help fight infections. This puts the body at risk for other infections, including but not limited to bacterial infections, viral infections, and fungal infections. HIV has the ability to integrate itself into your cells and hide in an inactive form, called a reservoir. Although medicine can keep virus levels low, they don't clear out the viral reservoir. So if treatment lapses, HIV comes out of hiding and rushes back into the bloodstream. Living with HIV can make it harder for these infections to be treated. The reason why I chose this subject for my presentation is because even though HIV can infect different races, the virus is predominantly diagnosed within the African American and Hispanic communities. It's also common in gay and bisexual men. And outside of the United States, young women between the ages of 10 to 24 are most likely to contract HIV as males the same age. There are other ways to contract HIV, such as sharing needles, to do drugs, unprotected sex, and just not being knowledgeable about the risks. Being an openly gay African American male, I am at risk and don't know everything about the virus itself. One thing that I've learned over the past few years is that HIV and AIDS are not necessarily the same thing. This is a huge misconception that a few people I have come across usually have. AIDS is actually the final steps of HIV. This happens when the body's immune system is badly damaged because of the virus. And everyone living with HIV doesn't always develop AIDS. There is currently no cure for HIV, although there are ways to prevent it. Some ways include, but not limited to, would be to just simply go get tested for the virus. Another way, which is starting to become more common, would be preventative medication. PrEP is for people who do not have HIV but are at risk. Some people at risk may not be able to afford PrEP or have insurance coverage for preventative drugs. There are multiple different things in place to help in these situations. One place that I know very well here in Scranton, Pennsylvania, would be the Wright Center. The Wright Center is a local clinic that provides service to anyone and everyone, whether you have insurance or not. They have a program in place that's called the sliding fee. This will discount your calls if you do not meet the income requirements. I have personally seen them help people who was facing hardship. There are two other organizations that can help people living with HIV in different ways. One organization would be Friends of the Poor, and the other one being the United Neighborhood Center. I picked these two places because even though they do not help medically with HIV, they are very beneficial to someone who may be living with HIV. Living with this virus can be very emotional to someone, causing them to go through depression. They may start living in fear or feel lack of love and support from their loved ones. Living with HIV can also change your financial situation, from the cost of medication or missing work due to the pain. This can be very traumatic to someone, causing them to lose hope for the future. Friends of the Poor provides daily food pantries to anyone who comes, as well as access to free clothes. They always have an updated list of food kitchens, shelters, and places where people can receive counseling. The United Neighborhood Center also provides food pantries and clothes. They also help with rental assistance at no cost. If you lose your job, they will help you not only find a new job, but also prepare you for your new career. I believe that the number of people living with HIV continues to grow due to the lack of knowledge and fear. I personally was so afraid to ever go get tested when I immediately had the thought about how many people may have that fear and never go through with it. You may feel judged when having to talk to a healthcare provider about your sexuality or sexual partners. This can become very detrimental to a community. Out of the 1.2 million people living with the virus, 13% of them are unaware. Being unaware now puts other people to be at risk, putting women at risk and even unborn children. Between 6,000 to 7,000 children are born each year with HIV. You can be a host for HIV for up to 10 years and not have any symptoms whatsoever. The Wright Center has multiple locations throughout Lackawanna and Luzerne County. One of their locations here in downtown Scranton, the Ryan White HIV Clinic, can provide you with everything you may need, whether it be testing, treatment, prevention, and even counseling. They help people achieve undetectable levels and continue to be a staple in the community for doing so. Self care is a very important tool for all of us to implement, even more so for someone struggling with drugs, diseases, or disorders. Taking time for yourself to engage in meditation, exercising, or simply just doing things that you enjoy can be extremely beneficial. Trying to maintain positive mental health will lighten the load and keep you motivated. When dealing with HIV, it is necessary to maintain good health. Stick to your dietary restrictions, getting enough sleep, taking medications properly, and continuously going for checkups. The survival rate of HIV positive people continue to improve, and the virus does not have to define you. Education, awareness, and prevention are the key, but stigmatization and exclusion from family is what makes people suffer the most. A quote from Ralph Fiennes.